become more serious, some people that you grow with are important. But sometimes the people that are more important are the people that you grow apart from. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. You can learn a lot about the people that you are no longer friends with. You can learn a lot about yourself. You can learn a lot about them. The problem is, we believe that we need to stop being friends with people because we have bad blood. I don't agree with you. Not at all. Okay. Friendship as an adult. Why is it so hard? Right? So that's what we're going to be talking today. Making friends as a kid is pretty simple, right? Like you just walk up to someone and you say, "Hey, let's be friends." But you don't have the classroom anymore. You don't share the same cartoon fascinations, and your parents don't wake you up at 8 o'clock on a Saturday anymore for you to talk about it on Monday. So it's a bit of a different game that we play when we become adults. So between work, between your responsibilities, between life being life, what do you do? How do you find friends? Why do you need friends? Do you need friends? Question mark, right? But why is it so different? Why is it so hard by the time we hit that quote unquote age that we view ourselves as an adult? How do we then find the right people? Because not everybody's going to make it through life with you. But that's also important, right? And that's something that we need to understand. I'm not going to do definitions of friendship and stuff today because I don't think we need that, right? We know what friends are. We don't know what good or bad friends are, but we definitely know what friends are, right? So, maintaining friendships can feel like a struggle, but also we need to unpack when we feel so disconnected. Is it easier to make friends or harder, right? So, that's going to pretty much be what we focus on today. Um, so, why is friendship hard as an adult? Simple. We're going to just go off the four basics that make sense. The first one is there's less free time, more responsibility. So that's a concern. The second is there's fewer natural opportunities. And I mean, we don't generally go out to make friends. We just go out and we hope that there'll be good people that's there, right? The third one is the changing of priorities as you grow up, because not everybody is living life at the same pace, at the same speed, chasing the same thing. And that can lead to some tension between people. And then obviously, the one that nobody wants to acknowledge is the fear of rejection. Okay, so let's unpack it from the beginning. So if there's less free time and more responsibilities between your career, your relationships, your family, your personal goals, friendship kind of takes a back seat, don't you think? It's the most irrelevant thing in comparison to all of those others because they're more important. But here's where it gets fun. The counter to that is intentional effort. If you spend effort trying to build friendships, odds are, as long as both people are trying to be friends, it's going to be something that can be achieved. So if there's fewer natural opportunities because we don't have school or college like we did when we were growing up, we don't have all of this time with people that we wouldn't necessarily spend time with, um, where friendships could fundamentally form organically. We now have to go to the same place, and I mean, I'm not the type of person that likes a club, but I love people that like clubbing. So it's a bit of a contradiction, don't you think? Because I will not become your friend at a club. Sorry, I don't trust you. I don't believe that you have my best interest at heart, and I think you want something from me, even if it's just a drink. But that's not your fault, that's my own. And then we take that and we change over into the changing priorities that we experience because friendships are technically relationships, not even friendships. Relationships are meant to evolve. They are supposed to become deeper, they are supposed to become more serious. Some people that you grow with are important, but sometimes the people that are more important are the people that you grow apart from. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. You can learn a lot about the people that you are no longer friends with. You can learn a lot about yourself. You can learn a lot about them. The problem is, we believe that we need to stop being friends with people because we have bad blood. I don't agree with you. Not at all. Okay. It's something that we have to learn to navigate because of how normal it is, considering that you could potentially lose a friend for a couple of years, have life flip you on your ass, and end up back in that friendship and realize new things about that person. Because if you get lazy, yeah, your friends will grow apart from you. If you get busy, your friends will grow apart from you. Sometimes, right? And this is where we're going to then transition between the unhealthy and healthy friendship thing. And then the final point in why friendship is harder as an adult is obviously the fear of rejection. As kids, you could just walk up to someone and be like, hey, want to be friends? Let's go play on the jungle gym. Simple. As adults, yeah, we have time to overthink, we have time to hesitate, we have fears that come on. Am I going to have to carry this friend? Am I going to have to support this friend emotionally? Is it draining? Oof, mentally? There's so many things that you need to consider, but you don't. You're just considering them because of the fact that you don't think anybody is willing to bear your burdens. And that's also a very, very important thing that we need to understand. So if people can't carry your burdens, then how can you be their friend if you don't expect them to be yours? That type of thing, right? So then let's get into the reality of adult friendships. I don't know any adult that you can find that if you say, I have 20 friends, they will not be shocked at you. They'll be confused. Because one of the simplest things that we learn is quality over quantity as we grow up. It is more important to have three or four solid friends than it is to have 100 of them, right? And I think the reason behind that is because a lot of these big friendship groups are just people that are constantly spending time together, not people that are trying to spend time together. And that's a very small difference, but the small difference is because of the fact that the right people can be in a small group and still change the world. The wrong people could make lots of noise and just ruin everybody else's party. And that's not what we're about in life, right? And also, you do not want to tell 100 people how your day went, especially if they ask sincerely. I promise you, if you answer that question properly, you will be more tired telling the truth than you will from waiting for the question, right? Also, as an adult, you need friends that can understand that life gets busy. Because if I just need to talk about relationships, and I'm talking about now romantic stuff, people get very lost in the nitty gritty of, oh, you didn't speak to me every day. Oh, you didn't give me of your time. I think a very simple thing that we need to understand is we don't need people to constantly be talking to us. We want people to check in with us once a day, night, morning, during the day. That doesn't matter. Did you eat? How was your day? Are you doing well? Remember, you told me that this is something that was happening today. Is it still happening? Those kinds of intentional pieces of effort are what actually connect us. It's not it's not spending 24 hours a day together every day of the week in order to maintain the friendship. That's not fair. It's not logical. It doesn't make sense. Stop it. You're being five. Um oh sorry, I'm supposed to do this because apparently we have effects that we need to use. So there's that. But also connection should be based on depth. It should be based on growth. It should not just be based on the fact that we share history. It's not because I've known you from this point that I am your friend. It's because past that point, we have made an active effort. We have asked each other questions. We have helped each other grow. We have helped each other change, develop, evolve. All of these things. That's what's important in any friendship. And I think it's something that we don't have as important when we're kids. So by the time we become adults, we think we're bad friends. But it's not the case. It's perfectly justified for you to say, listen, I had a really, really bad day today. Is it possible for you to give me an hour or two of your time? I just want to go drink some tequila and have a better day. That is a completely justified friendship because it is honest, it is truthful, and it is intentional. And I know that I'm using honest and truthful like it's not the same word. First off, it's not. Telling the truth is generally based on your ability to answer a question. Honesty is telling me what I don't ask for, purely because you deem I am worthy of knowing that piece of information because it will affect the way that I think. Small thing for you to work on, considering that most of you didn't know in relationships, the problem is not truth, it's honesty. But anyway, there are also, excuse me, friendship red flags. Okay, so one sided friendships, one sided relationships, one sided partnerships. One-sided business agreements. Anything that's one-sided, it's a scam. Someone's trying to sell you something you don't want to buy. Don't do that. Don't be the only one putting in effort. My simple definition, and whether you need to go back 3 episodes so that you can hear my song recommendation from Emok, my shit is all about T: time, effort, and attention. Everything else is kind of irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. If someone commits time to you, if someone is committing effort to you, even if it is incorrect, even if it is not your fun, acknowledge it. Show some respect. Because that is someone's life that they are giving you. And then the last thing is attention: attention to detail, attention to memory, attention to experiences already had. Okay? So those are 3 important things, and it's better when it is mutual, when it is two people both giving. Um, Friends who don't respect your boundaries don't respect you. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to stand on it until the day that I die. Friends that don't respect your personal growth and don't celebrate your personal growth, that's a problem. Stay away from that. It's a red flag that will hurt you. The more successful you become, the more yourself you become, the more honest you become, the more truthful you become, the more failures you experience in your life. That is where you want people that can understand your growth is not exponentially up. It's a sinus curve. It's up one moment and it's down the next. It's just something that you need to understand. The troughs will show you who your friendships, who your true friends are, and the peaks will show you how many people are watching you. That's what you need to pay attention to. Do not confuse the two. Do not confuse the people that are around for you when you are at your lowest and the people that are there for you at your peak. Because if you confuse those things and you think, when I'm happy, when I'm successful, when I'm high energy, everybody loves me. When I'm low energy, when I'm failing, when I'm struggling, nobody loves me. You've taken something that should be a positive, because if people are people and people are selfish, and you are taking this thing and you are turning it into a negative, you're the one that doesn't love yourself. It's got nothing to do with your friends, it's got nothing to do with your family, it's got nothing to do with your partner. It's all about you. It's you are taking something and you are superimposing your lack of value that you've assumed, because it's not true. Because if you looked at the odds of winning the lotto, it is much worse odds for you to be born. Yet here you are watching this podcast, having a fun time. Weird, man. Let's give it a round of applause. Jeez, we're having fun here today, right? So anyway, then there's the convenience of friendship. You should never have a friendship where the thing that they use to describe you is convenient. I am sorry. I am not being mean. I am not trying to be demeaning or in any type of way. But people that only reach out to you when they need something but are not available when you reach out to them, that is something that is cause for concern, because they will rather take food off of your plate than feed you. And that doesn't sound like what I said in the now with the whole convenience thing, but that's exactly what it is. If you are basing your friendships on the fact that it is convenient for people, don't really choose the friends that are inconvenient. Choose the friends that want to see you at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday night, even though they know it's work tomorrow. You know why? Because that's a friend that needs you and a friend that knows you are the person that they need. It's important. Inconvenience is love, man. Ooh, a lot of the times I'll say it like this. Sorry, I was gonna drink a sip from my thing, but my train of thought is sprinting. There's something that I spoke to my sister about recently, and I'm going to stand on it because I think it's one of the realest things that I've heard, read, understood, interpreted in my own unique way. I learned that with a lot of guys, they fall in love based on the amount of pain that they are willing to carry on their partner's behalf. And a lot of women fall in love by the amount of convenience, the amount of ease, the amount of safety that they can create for her. Now, here's where it gets interesting to me. There are very few times that men will refer to a place as safe. They will refer to people as safe. And that's a really tiny distinction when you consider it, because a place is secure. We are not at risk because we are in this place, and I've made sure that everything is safe in this place. But for a lot of guys, people are where the lack of safety comes from. So when we reference safety, we are talking about character. When we reference safety, we are talking about a sensation of feeling of being around these particular people. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think that safety is convenient. I think safety is something that is work based, it is effort based, and someone, if not multiple people, have to actually work on creating that safety because one or two people can throw that safety away for everybody, in my opinion. Okay, so aside from the dark, heavy stuff, let me just take my sip to clean my throat, and then we will get into what I think is how to be a better friend. Okay, so simple. Said it already. Check in. How's your day? How have you been? The thing that you said you were working on that was important to you, where are we on it? Is it 10% done, 100% done? Are you still stressed at work? Is your family stressing you out? I remember your mom said this to you. How's that making you feel? Go back to things that you've already experienced with one another and deep dive into it because you have time. You have effort and energy that you are willing to commit to this person. So why not pay attention to their life and talk about it? Because I promise you they do. And they don't have anybody because just like you, they are afraid of being a burden to anybody in their life. And if you come into their space and say, you know what? That person that broke your heart, we haven't spoken about them for the last year. Are you still being affected by that thing? Your friend might not say thank you. Your friend might not cry. Your friend might not even want to talk about it in the moment. But the fact that you remembered it, brought it up, and put it in front of them helps them recognize that you are actually paying attention to them. And that matters. Okay? So checking in, simple, quick text. Consistency is more important than constant. Even if you check in once every week on a Wednesday, there's a thing that I saw Instagram, random social media stuff, where they done a work week Wednesday, where on a Wednesday the entire friendship group would talk about what it is that they've been experiencing at work. It sounds so simple. I feel like that is the pressure release for all of those people on a weekly basis because they can look forward to it instead of having to vent to your colleagues who might flip on you because you don't trust them because you're not their friends because you work together and you're not their homie, like you've said to many people multiple times. On that Wednesday, these people that are not in your job, that don't know your boss, that don't know your manager, that don't know your CEO, that don't know, that don't know, that don't know, you get to talk to them and be honest and be like, you know what, this person actually messed up my entire week. And they can do something about it. And that helps you be a better friend. Okay. Second one, make space for friends in your schedule. Just like you do for work, just like you do for relationships, just like you do for your hobbies, just like you do for supper, just like you do for brushing your teeth, just like you do for, yeah, that thing that adults do when they don't have friends. There's many different options. Okay. That was supposed to be terrible laugh, but we're gonna get this effect figured out. Don't worry, we're gonna figure it out. But yeah, there's I can't remember his name. I'm pretty sure he's a psychologist. He also has a podcast. He says that the only thing that you need to do is keep 8 minutes for your friend. Listen, support, show up. That's what friendship is about. It's not about what is it that you get. It's about what is it that you feel safe, comfortable, happy giving to someone else. And that's something that you need to understand. Okay. So learning how to be yourself within a friendship is something that a lot of people don't do. Learning how to be who that other person needs is something that a lot of people don't understand how to do. It's okay. You're a human. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. You're going to fuck up. Friends are not your parents. They're not going to ostracize you because you forgot to wash the dishes. Or they shouldn't. Because then maybe it's not a friendship. Maybe you're in a relationship and you don't know. Um, but yeah, how to make and maintain friendships is then the last little sticky of what it is that I'm going to talk about. So be intentional because that's obviously what we're talking about. It's your time, it's your life, it's your energy. Don't give it to people you don't want to give it to, and give it to people that make you feel whole. That's a fairly simple way for us to talk about it. But you have to put yourself out there. You, not the person you think other people want, not the person you think other people need, the person you choose to be in a moment, that is more important than anything else. Because if you want that friend to be there through the growth, through the evolution of who it is that you are, you have to be as bluntly honest with what it is that you're feeling, what it is that you're thinking, and why it is that those things are going on in your life, your world, your space. Because I promise you, your friends have opinions on the type of girl that you like and the type of guy that you like But they're going to let you get away with it. You know why? Because it's not their business. And they know that. But they care about you, so they try and make it their business because they think that's what care looks like instead of holding space, right? Take the first step. That's point number two, right? Taking the first step is the risky business. I think a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand if you are not willing to be vulnerable, you cannot expect vulnerability from anybody else, right? That's a simple thing. So, my friends, all of the people that know me, we tend to use alcohol to butter people up and make them a little bit loose tongued. But it's just because of the fact that we know they're thinking too much. Even though we are comfortable within ourselves to be able to have difficult conversations, a lot of people need oh, I had 6 tequilas. That's why I told you the truth. Sure, that's perfectly fine. If that's what you believe, that's your business. Maybe it's the fact that none of your friends in your life currently care about you and you met me and I make life happy. So you lean. And you lean all the way because you think you'll never see me again. Is that not why it's more comfortable talking to strangers than people we know? Because we don't fear judgment because they're not going to be in the same space as us to judge us? Maybe you should talk to people and expect them to judge you because you're doing some stupid shit in your life and that's what you need to talk about. Okay, so reach out, make plans, and follow through. Jesus Christ, we need to stop having adults that are like, I hope the plans get canceled. No, you should be happy to see people. And if you're not, I'm guessing these people are not your friends. I'm guessing these people are not your safe spaces. I'm guessing these people don't make you happy. And that's okay. Tell them, cut them off, get new friends. There's enough people. There really are. Old friendships are great. New friendships are great. Friendships that last are great. Quiet friendships are great. The great thing is friendship. It's not the type of friendship. The healthiness of the friendship is what makes it something that you enjoy. Okay? Hold on to that. And then the final thing, because we know it is life, people will come and they will go, except that some friends fade. It's okay. It's fine. You fade. You're a friend. People are people and people are selfish. So the shit you worried about other people doing, you probably do. You can say you've been a loyal friend your whole life. Shut, you broke someone else's heart and you were dating them. So your friend you're not dating. You probably break their heart 10 times quicker. And then they'll pretend you didn't because people don't talk about their friends. Also, just while we are talking about how to make and maintain friendships as an adult, to all the guys out there, to all the lesbians out there, to all the straight women out there, to all the just everybody as a person, do me a favor. Don't be friends with people you want to sleep with. It's like a base. It's like a baseline. Oh, we need to do this. Do that. Don't be friends with people that you want to sleep with. It should not be. You should not want to see your friends naked. If that is the only thing you remember from this podcast, you and I can be friends. Because then you don't want to see me naked and we starting off on a good foot, right? Make sense? Don't be friends with people that you want to see naked. And tell them that so that they know and that you remember. Because they must say it back to you when you slip. Because you're going to drink tequila too much one night and then you're going to do the wrong thing and you don't want to be judged for it. So yeah, don't sleep with your friends. Don't try and sleep with your friends. I know people on Instagram are saying that you should. I get it. It's because people are broken and they don't want to have relationships because they feel they can't possess people. In my head, all of you suckers are poly, and you'll need to look up what polyamory is because that's how you all are moving. You all are doing it shadily. The healthier form is non-ethical non-monogamy. Look it up, learn something. Because you people are just shady sometimes and it concerns me. Okay, as an adult, friendship isn't impossible. I'm saying that and I mean it, truly. But you will also meet lots of people that will think they can be your friend. Please don't believe everybody. Some people, that's their game. Some people, that's their gimmick. And a lot of the times, woman, he doesn't mean it. He really doesn't. He likes your outfit. He just doesn't know how to tell you that he'd like to take it off. You know? That type of thing. But pay attention to it. The key is to be intentional. The key is to be open. And the key is to be willing to show up. Okay? Remember that. Because those things are true for yourself. Be your own friend before you start stressing about how many friends you have outside in the world. Because if you don't like your alone time, you're in bad company, man. And if you are bad company, stop trying to build some. Stop trying to build some decent company to mitigate the problems you have when you are by yourself. Look inward, deal with what shit you have going on in your head. And I'm sure you have one or two people that are at the very least committing effort to you to try and be your friend, even though you don't think of them as such. Be selfish. Use them. Ask them, how am I a good friend? How am I a bad friend? What could I do better? Because I promise you, the right people will have an opinion. Okay. So yeah, you can also reconnect with old friends. That's also a thing. Make new ones, but always focus on the fact that quality is better than quantity. The goal is not numbers. This is not law of averages. We're not doing sales tactics and stuff like that. We are looking after ourselves. We are looking after the people we have the capacity to look after. So quantity is important. Quality is important. Sorry, not quantity. But thank you again for tuning into the Ordinary Connection podcast, where we keep it real, raw, and relevant. Subscribe if you like the video. Share it with a friend if you think they could be a better friend or they need to be a worse friend. Or, hell, even if you share it because you don't want them to be your friend anymore and you want them to look for new friends, share the episode with them. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and stay connected. Keegan out.